Good morning. It's June 22nd today, and we're in Acts 14. And I just wanted to spend a few minutes on the last paragraph there. This is the other side of missions as a missions pastor that I think is so important. It's talking about Paul and Barnabas returning home from their first journey. And it says this from Italia, they sailed back to Antioch. That's where they had been committed to the grace of God for the work they had now completed. On arriving there, they gathered the church together and reported all that God had done through them and how he had opened a door of faith to the Gentiles. And they stayed there a long time with the disciples. This is something that reflects, I think, the home service that we have for missionaries often, that they ought to get a chance to come back to their sending churches and report everything that God has done. Because really, there's a partnership that happens. There's those who send and those who go, and those who pray and support back home while those are gone. And so it's really important, I think, both for Paul and Barnabas that they get to come back and report what's happened to encourage the people back there to be encouraged themselves. And I think even about there's just been recorded how Paul was stoned and kicked out of town. They thought he was dead, and they dragged him out of the city. And then, not too many days, weeks later, he ends up on a ship back to their home base. And I wonder just how encouraging, refreshing it must have been for him to celebrate still being alive and after this first journey, and get a chance to share that with the people back home. I think they must have been shocked and confused a bit and saddened maybe by what had happened to him, but he gets to encourage them with the fact that the kingdom continues to go forward, that many Gentiles, as it says here, have come to faith as well. And so both the sending church and the missionaries really benefit from this report back after the time away. And so I'm encouraged by that. And I like that it says that they stayed there a long time with the disciples. They got a chance to do life again with them, to be refreshed and to be a refreshment as well before they go back out. And I wonder how many people were inspired to go out as missionaries from that point as well, because of what Paul and Barnabas had done and what their report was. I'm sure that some were shocked and saddened and maybe discouraged from going because of what had happened to Paul, but I think there would have been others that said, oh, we should go do this as well back in those home territories where we are from. And so it doesn't record here the other missionaries that are sent out after that, but I'm positive that that must have happened, that there must have been those who went out to the northeast, to the south, down into Africa as well, as Paul and Barnabas were going up to the northwest. So that's it for today, but I think that's an encouraging little paragraph.